Did you know, actually, every once in a while, Korean directors will wake up and start cooking the most unhinged dating show concept known to mankind. And then,
They're good.
instead of leaving it as a fever dream, they will actually follow through and make it real. So now we have dosing and moso. What does that translate to, you may ask? Okay, everybody, gamble of the day. Will Google Translate be able to translate? Alright, it is not that. Dating, boarding school,
Single
divorce,
mother.
and single. That's what it would be. But because it is so underground, it doesn't even have an English translation. So officially, it is
Where do
still
you
dosing
watch
and
this
moso.
at Netflix?
In my books, that's how I know I've struck gold. Now, to put it simply, this show exists solely for the purpose of challenging the status quo. Because, hey, why not? Aren't you tired of skill-based matchmaking? Because frankly, I am. I prefer watching
that's
people
true.
communicate on the wrong wavelength. My other hobby includes stepping on Legos. How about we move closer to the middle of the bell curve? We give everybody an equal voice. So in my opinion, Divorce and Single exists to give you that perspective. Because the show consists of 6 women in their mid-30s to 40s, all of whom have recently gone through a proper divorce. And just when they've mustered up the courage to finally step into the dating market, this program then puts them with 6 men who have been single since birth. That's actually what the term moso or
Who thought of this? What?
Hey Solo here on this poster actually stands for, which literally just translates to single since conceived in the mother's womb. I mean, as far as
Single
being
since
comes,
conceived?
that is literally as far back as it goes. So what could possibly go wrong with a matchup like this?
Oh,
you may ask? Well, why
God.
don't we start off by introducing
Wait,
the
that's-
men in the show, which is
that's
clearly
so
why the people
OP.
are watching. I don't know. I feel like maybe all these guys on this dating program are just head in the clouds type
Oh
of
my
people. Me, on the other
God.
hand, I don't think so. At least not when it comes to learning a new language. Lingopie has me covered every time. Dating is like learning
That's
a
a
new
good
language. You're
concept,
gonna make
bro.
mistakes. You're
That's
gonna
how you
do it
cook
a
up
lot.
drama.
You're gonna want to quit. But at the end of the day, it's about improving on those
I
mistakes.
feel like
and
it's
trying
lucky, though,
again
for the
until you
guys.
Succeed.
괜찮아.
Gwenchana.
괜찮아.
생생해.
싱싱해.
생생해.
And that's what's great about learning the lingo pie, now available in 14 languages like Japanese, French, Italian, and Spanish. And the best thing is, not
I
only
can learn
you learn from the
Spanish.
available catalog of over
Quintana.
3,000 shows and movies, but in case that's not enough, LingoPie even offers a Netflix integration option that specifically works with Netflix original shows. So in that case, you just pick the language you like. In my scenario, I've selected French because I'm trying to brush it up, you know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure I can conversate in my trip to Paris. So now you can really learn by watching something you're interested in. The process is also very simple. You click this one over here, see that? Right there, you click that, and then I've already got the plugin because I'm a, of course I got it. And then you just click and go. And what
Thank
makes
you, my
this
goat.
extension different is that it lets you see both languages simultaneously, translate it like it's a real conversation.
Well, I know that
And
drama.
then just like the regular platform, every word is clickable for a quick and in-depth translation. And all the tools around it, like the flashcards, are really just there to help you remember what you've learned.
Nya?
And then all of a sudden,
What
next thing you
nya?
know, you won't be head in
That's
the
how you
clouds
pronounce-
anymore.
what
So grab the 7-day
nya?
free trial using my link for 55% off your first year.
It's
and
not
forget about
racist.
textbooks and rote learning.
I'm
okay, so the first
reading.
male candidate to get introduced is 31-year-old Rookie.
루키,
Oh.
루키입니다.
Now, that's the name he decided to use during the
Oh.
introductions because he believes he is so inexperienced in the dating field, he is practically a rookie. So let's call him Rookie. So this man came with
Oh,
his
they go
little
by
sister,
nicknames?
who apparently decided it is time now for her big bro to finally step into the dating market for
Dude.
real and put
His sister signed him up for this to get a girlfriend?
himself out there. See, I don't know how badly Sis wants him out the house, but apparently it is enough for her to sign him up to a reality show, which is a big step for somebody who's never been on a date. Couldn't we have started on Tinder Gold? I
Yeah.
heard that's big in Korea, actually. Or, the local settings on Kakao Talk. I don't know. You really threw him in the deep end, Sis.
Oh, God.
my goodness. When this man first came through the door, dude, giggling the whole time.
Oh,
Shit,
he's
he
so
cannot help himself
happy.
At all. No, really, I am just
He's gonna
genuinely
get
happy
with
for this guy.
baddie
Just look how
milfs.
excited he is just to be here. If there's one thing Rookie knows is that he's about to have a good time with the ladies.
Really
So
nice or
Rookie
really
describes
evil.
himself as a little timid and doesn't really enjoy socializing with people, which is a valid take. And apparently he is so inexperienced, he only recently just learned what the word flirting truly meant, only because he started watching dating shows. And then he gave us a few
Bro.
examples of the shows that he is currently watching, and then he tells us he's been learning a few tricks just by watching these reality shows.
Tricks?
Right? So then the production team had him demonstrate his flirting technique on the spot to give us an example.
No!
And hey, that's where Rookie pulls out the forbidden Riz.
너 많이 귀엽다?
Oh! You know, that's
You know what?
awesome!
This is Rookie's world, and we're just living in it. Well, why was he single
What
all
a
this time,
giga
huh? What was the
Chad.
crime? Too much of a cutie patootie? Look, to be fair, Apart from the fact that Rookie is a little shy and awkward from time to time and probably not the best guy around when it comes to social settings, at least he mustered up the courage to actually come. And I would go as far to even say this man is genuinely one of the strongest contestants on this show right now.
I like him.
When you compare him to some of the other guys that are about to pull
God.
up, because contestant number 2 is a force to be reckoned with. Okay, so the second guy to enter into the scene is George. Now, when George first stepped foot into the arena, we can already tell this man has an ungodly amount of confidence compared to Rookie. Because
he's got aura.
Him and Rookie, but both of these people were the first candidates to arrive on scene. So what we immediately get was a live demonstration of what it truly looks like when an introvert meets his worst nightmare in a social setting. An extrovert who can't hold himself back.
얘가 좀 어떻게 보였어요? 좀 일찍 왔습니다. 피곤하시겠죠?
God.
아침에 좀 식사 좀 하셨어요? 네.
I feel like if there's one more conversation attempt coming from George, Rookie is going to cry. But then the thing about George, right, is that he would do this, like he would go on to do this awkward meet and greet with literally everybody who walks in.
Oh my
And what's even
God.
funnier is you can actually visibly see George fighting back the urge to do that.
뭐라도 말을 해야 될 것 같은데.
Oh my. Dude, please just chill.
얼마 걸리셨어요?
Stop asking
Then
everyone
obviously
that.
he loses that battle every time. So then the result is every single person who walks in the door gets an awkward greetings and salutations from George. This man genuinely
he's like a
cannot
little
help himself. But
puppy.
the best thing about George is that he also happens to be a bit of a history buff, which
What?
does mean from time to time he will slide in a complimentary history lesson whenever the conversation gives him the
my
time to do
God.
it. Like there was this one scene later on where another contestant comes into the show and he reveals that the alias or the nickname he decided to use on the show is Falling Water. And the moment he finishes that sentence, dude, George slides it in.
유수라고 알겠습니다. 아니 낙하 유수가 실제로 10 때.
Oh my God.
정도로 굉장히 외모고시고.
See, look at that. Bro is dangerously quick with it
Who
too. So you know
asked?
he's been cooking it up at least mid-sentence. And then, of course, when it's George's turn to introduce why he adopted the alias George, he mentions it's because he was so greatly inspired by the World War II General George Patton and his outstanding commanding abilities
It's that
on the
one
Western
friend.
Front. So he wishes to take home a decisive victory in the dating market, just like George Patton did with Nazi Germany. And the thing is, this dude is so slick. He knows not to do the history thing when he's on a real date. But the moment it comes to a group setting, it is a group lecture. See, now some people may
Oh
think this
my
man might be a bit of a
God.
handful to deal with. But according to George himself, this is actually him toning it down for the cameras, which means it is entirely possible what we are seeing over here could be George at 1% of his power level. But see, now that the gymnasium is filled with two polar opposite personalities, the show then feeds us another introvert, who, much like Rookie, also doesn't seem to have too much confidence in himself. Because the way he puts it, the reason why he's been single all this time is because during his schooling life, he went to an all-boys secondary college. And then when he finished that, he went straight to a STEM subject during university. So obviously he wasn't getting any action during
looks
his
like
time
my
as an
cousin.
undergraduate. And then right after he finished his
Wait,
degree,
why not?
he had to do his mandatory service in the Korean army, which once again means it's an all-boys environment. And then after leaving the army, he gets a job as a researcher in the academic field he studied in, which means it's back to square one. So basically, to sum that all up, in conclusion, bro went 0 for 4, as his whole story is literally just a chain of unavoidable quick time events, one after another with no breaks in the process. Fucking hell. And then judging from the initial reaction we see from the 3 candidates so far, you can also kind of tell that this man is stretched quite far out of his comfort zone.
Why is he here? Oh my God. Oh.
But
They're so
I really do
awkward.
think all of that is fine until you come across this scene
Oh
where a
God.
female candidate walks
It's a
in
female.
and, I don't know, maybe she
God.
wasn't really his type.
MILF
Visually speaking,
has
as he
entered.
did mention that he prefers a woman who dresses well and wears a skirt. So my guess is that he's more into the cutesy type. So then he says out loud, "Pass."
길 가지.
하는 거?
잠깐만, 저거 육성으로 지금 저걸 했다고?
In fact, this scene was so infamous that
bro
Korean
said
netizens
pass.
started referring to him as the pass man because This dude just uttered out the word pass like he's an anime protagonist. So yeah, when you combine all that, I guess it's not exactly strange that the pass man is still single up until this point. Okay, so right about now
That's
we
kind
have
of
Rookie,
mean,
George,
bro.
and the pass man in the field, which is all in all an interesting
Yeah, I
selection
respect
of
it though,
people
like,
already as far as dating
He
programs
knows what he
get.
wants.
But then male candidate number 4 and 5 are also pretty unique in their own ways as well.
Oh,
For example,
God.
candidate number 4, Falling Water, is a former special forces officer who is proficient in
Ooh.
various degrees of martial arts. You know, I'm not saying this just trying to glaze him. He literally told us that his most distinctive feature is
Dude.
his martial arts skills.
선생님이나 뭔가.
Oh my god.
저의 가장 좀 특색 있는 부분은 무술 분야입니다.
Which could be an attractive trait, knowing how to fight. I heard that's popular, but I do want to ask a question. Okay, does he only fight at night like Batman? I mean, look at these eye bags. How long has it been since he last slept?
Oh, he
No, I'm just kidding.
hasn't
That's actually a
slept.
pretty cool background. But maybe we should slide one of these into his trench coat just to make sure he ain't one of those day walkers. Okay, apart from the fact that this guy might be a vampire, he's actually also one of the strongest contestants, believe it or not. Of course, that's when you compare him to candidate number 5, Rainfrog, that appears right after.
Rainfrog.
So Rainfrog is the name contestant number 5 gave to himself because he says rainfrogs are known for their remarkable vitality, and they're also an endangered species, which makes them relatively
What?
rare and precious. And where he's going with all that
What
is
does that mean?
basically he's also slowly becoming an endangered species in the modern dating market, yet he does always find the vitality to keep going, which, you know what? Great mentality.
Okay.
Rainfrog is a glass half full person, which is always welcome in the dating market.
All
But
right.
the thing is, Rainfrog might be a little too careful about the whole extinction thing. Like, when this man first appeared, it seems like it was genuinely a mission just for him to muster up the courage to get out of the car.
응? 왜 안 내리세요?
그냥 안 열리나?
아, 누굴 기다리는 거 아니야?
I mean, I can't blame him. It's a little scary.
아, 지금 긴장하셔가지고 차에서 못 내리시는 것 같은데.
He's scared, man. He's on TV.
Yeah, you know, every step is calculated from here onwards. Just manual breathing all the way, fearing for his life. Another thing about Rainfrog, now that I've realized, is that no matter what scene he is
Women
in,
are
this guy is somehow
scary.
always carrying the energy of somebody who is trying to sneak past the airport
He looks so frantic, bro. In every frame,
security line.
in
at the
every
customs,
frame, he
as
looks
if he
so
has a bag of something
scared.
He shouldn't be bringing into the country. What has he been through? But as awkward as he may be as well, turns out Rainfrog is actually the only guy in this entire roster who've actually been in a relationship before.
Oh.
See, how about that? Which technically means this guy's not even a multi solo until you find out the relationship he had only went on for less than 2 weeks, and the only reason they broke up was because he planned the first date with the girl, and then he forgot to pull up to the date that he planned and went to play soccer instead.
Bro.
this
this guy-
제가 그걸 깜빡하고
Bro.
등을 차버려가지고 여자친구분이 안 좋아하더라고요. 그런 분도 있고.
Oh my god.
봤어요?
Maybe he's all careful and shit because he knows his ex-girlfriend is waiting somewhere with a sniper rifle. And last but not least, we have this guy who I
Real?
just decided to call him the normal dude because, hey, he's actually just a normal dude. Does
Oh,
he have
okay.
issues communicating? Nope, not really. In fact,
Oh.
he's actually quite confident. in his
Dude, everyone's
to
like
the
a
social interactions.
baddie.
And unlike George, whenever
Oh
this
my
guy
God,
is talking
Korean
to somebody,
milfs.
they don't
I'm
end up
telling
looking
you.
like they're trying to find an emergency exit but are too polite to leave. In fact, this dude is genuinely so normal. Korean netizens are suspecting him of being a disguised multi-solo because he actually went on a date with one of the female contestants later on called Camellia, and even she was doubting him.
바르기 쉬운 거 주시는 거예요?
네. 드실 때 좀 편하라고. 데려가라.
Wow.
못쏠 아니죠? 못쏠 아니죠?
Hey, which really just tells you how these women really came in with no expectations. What is this, a normal guy? Well, color me impressed.
Wow,
the
she
dating
likes
segment in
him.
this
She's
show is also very simple
she's
and brutal
giggling.
because the method the show uses to get the men to choose a partner is just
We're watching a
everybody lines up in
Korean
a
dating
field,
thing.
and then based purely off the first impressions from the introduction hall. If you fancy somebody, sprint towards them. The first or two people there gets a date.
Oh, he is so fast. Oh my
So
god.
the first
He
matchup we
really
got to
won
see
her.
was my personal favorite, Rookie and Rainfrog, who both chose to go with a girl called Duchoku. Now, Duchoku is one of the first female candidates to get introduced. She calls herself Duchoku because Duchoku is her favorite snack, so she named herself after the snack. I'll
Oh.
see if I can find a picture, actually. It kind of looks like a mochi bowl with, like, Dubai chocolate inside.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, that's her
What?
favorite snack. So
What was that?
As a result, on Duchoku's end,
What
it's
was
looking
that?
like she'll be going on a 2-person date, which is allowed. But then again, judging from the looks these girls had when the men first sprinted towards them, it does look like that is too many. So
Oh.
Rookie and Rainfrog is a love triangle. Another love triangle
A
that
love
we get to
triangle.
see was between the Past Man and Count Dracula, who both made a beeline towards contestant number 4, which really isn't a surprise because, hey, just look at the way she had these two motherfuckers acting when she was first introducing herself.
안녕하세요. 전
Wow. Wow. Love triangle.
By the way, her name is Flymoth because she
Yeah, what if
says
no one
that
sprints
she
towards
is,
you?
quote unquote, the type of girl to usually fly into a red flag and burn in the process. Which I don't know what kind of man she likes to date, but I think in this case, the red flags are flying towards her. I feel like both these women, though, actually did get the better end of the deal compared to contestant number 3, who
Oh,
named
God.
herself Ping Pong, because she believes she is capable of responding well to any situation. So then immediately she was put to the test as George makes a dash towards Ping Pong, making this
George.
matchup a one-on-one. And the reason George went for Ping Pong is also very simple. When he was describing on what his ideal type is, George mentioned earlier that he is a PhD student returning overseas from his studies in the UK, and he is now learning how to take over the family business. So that's why his ideal type, in his own words, must be an intellectual and a new age woman. I tried my best to find out what
does that
means.
mean?
I think the best way to explain his type is that he just wants somebody who is career driven. And I mean, considering Ping Pong does have a very professional look and the way she carries herself is also very elegant, it's not exactly a mind-blowing fact that she does tick all of George's boxes. But
Guys, I'm sorry. Like, I'm looking at how she go, guys, look at her face. This expression, like she's not happy, bro.
Does tick
She's awkward. She look at her. She looks like, oh man. She's like, oh man, what do I do?
all of George's boxes.
She's
But
like
George, on the other
cringing.
hand, see, I don't know if he's leaving that great of an impression at all.
She looks sad.
다시 해장국 해야겠다.
She's like, oh, I'm so cold, and he pulls out the gloves and puts them on.
아껴야겠다.
내 손도 소리니까.
아, 내 손이. 아, 내 손이.
Dude, oh my god.
You know what? I hope one day when I am 80 years old, I can
my
also be
God.
this nonchalant. What, your hands are cold? I don't know, sounds like a you problem. Okay, so with that in mind,
good thing
that
I
does
brought
leave us
gloves
the last
for
one-on-one
myself.
matchup in the show, which is the normal dude and Camellia, who we talked about before. And really, as expected, the date just goes well. Well, hey, judging from
Wow,
what we're seeing
she
right
likes
now, maybe it's
him.
going too well.
Oh.
야, 이거 플러팅 아닙니까 이거?
Although at the end of that date, this guy does also tell us that he wasn't really into Camellia because he
What?
was thinking about Duchoku this whole time.
Bro, this girl got everywhere. Oh my
Because this
god.
guy has an ideal type, and it's an actress called Gu Young-jun. And when they were all doing
Oh.
their icebreakers, everybody was saying Duchoku kind of looks like that actress. So I think a huge chunk of that attraction is probably the crowd just gaslighting him, which I think is a real thing amongst dudes. I don't know, try it out. If you know a guy who's
that
liked
true?
by a girl and he doesn't like her back, oh, a little social experiment you can try at home is you get everybody in that social group to get in on it, and you just start the gaslighting. Dude, why don't you like her back?
That's-
She literally looks
oh.
like insert celebrity lookalike. Just mess with this. Actually,
I think that's true.
there is one thing about the normal dude, now that I think about it. He did have this weird look on his face when they were all saying Duchoku looked like that actress. So when I saw that part, I genuinely thought he was trying to be all snarky about that comment. Because how the hell is this face in any shape or form expressing that she is my dream type? But I do remember it could be one of those moments where you see someone so hot, you're just like, ooh. But then,
No,
hey,
I
mean,
don't
if
think
that's
that's-
the
I
face
think he was
makes
speed
whenever
laughing.
he sees a girl he
Speed
fancies, then that's
laughing.
probably why he's single all this time.
I think. Is that the past guy?
Oh,
No,
but
I
then
don't think.
Funnily enough,
This is
right,
a
the
normal
reason why
guy.
he ended up going with Camellia wasn't because he didn't try to go for Duchoku. It was because he couldn't physically outrun Rainfrog and Rookie in battle. So he went to the nearest girl in his
Dude, I would cry. Are we serious?
trajectory,
He
which happened to be
couldn't reach
Camellia. So
her.
once again, what could I say? Anyways, so the two women who are spared from the whole ordeal this round are Solrat,
Aw.
who the past man passed on, and Turnip,
Aw,
which
they
I am
look
going to call it
sad.
a blessing in disguise, because from
Oh.
what we are about to see, I don't think a single girl walked away from those dates particularly feeling like love is in the air. Like take Rookie and Rainfrog's date for example. At the beginning I would say things were going well. Rainfrog even took the initiative to open the door for Tujoku.
Wow.
Not realize bro had it in him. But then
Okay,
as soon as they began
Rainfrog.
to drive towards the dating spot, the interactions in the car ride started to feel less like a conversation and more like an impromptu Q&A between a detective and two uncooperative witnesses.
취미 있으세요?
있습니다. 있어요.
아니 있냐 그런 걸.
Do you have hobbies? Yes.
있냐는 게 물어본 게 아니라요. 어떤 취미인지를 얘기해 주셔야죠.
있으세요?
아 네.
Bro,
You know
stop.
what? Maybe Rainfrog is scared to elaborate
No.
on his hobbies because the whole soccer thing might have given him
did it
PTSD.
too.
Eventually, though, Tujoku did get the conversation going, and the two guys did also get a bit more comfortable, so it's looking like things are finally going uphill for Tujoku. But Ping Pong, on the other hand, might not be so lucky, because by
Oh
this
God.
point, most
No,
people
Ping
are
Pong.
already on their way to the restaurants. Meanwhile, George and Ping Pong are still stuck at the original spot, trying to figure out what restaurant to go with.
뭐 드시고 싶으세요?
Dude.
거 없이 좀 잘 먹긴 한데
Oh my
다
god.
잘 드세요.
Oh my god.
좀 가린 편이에요.
I'm a little pick. Oh my god.
아 그래 그걸 가릴 수 있죠.
Because see, Ping Pong says she's good with whatever. But then George tells her he's not because he's a picky eater. But then he doesn't actually help Ping Pong find a restaurant. So how the hell is she supposed to figure out where they're gonna go? So after that back and forth exchange, the pair then
Yeah, I'm pretty picky. And looks at his phone and then just puts it back in his pocket. Like, are you gonna tell me what?
eventually settles on Italian cuisines. But
You're
unfortunately, right, the
serious?
places he wanted to eat were also all closed. Because if I had to guess, there just weren't too many people in Korea who fancies a lunchtime spaghetti. So then this segment goes on for a
What,
little
spaghetti?
too long. Because even Ping Pong started to get a little impatient and told George to, hey, you know, maybe start looking for a restaurant.
이것도 3시 브레이크. 이거 끝났고. 이것도 2시 브레이크.
Oh my god.
아우 너무 추워 보여. 어떡해.
She looks so cold.
조진님도 한번 찾아보시겠어요?
아, 결국 참아뒀다.
그래. 그래. 좀 가르쳐야 돼요.
But eventually, Ping Pong found a nearby Korean restaurant, and the pair finally started making their way to the date spot. And that's where George decided to begin his series of advances,
No.
letting Ping Pong know she is exactly his type. And then, in George's own words,
She's stuck in
he
the car
says
with
that
him.
he is the type of man who, once he's made a decision, will absolutely follow through with it. So that's why he needs to go through this process of discovery
Okay.
so that he knows for sure that he's made the correct choice. Which is a totally valid point because getting to
Yeah.
know each other is a very important part of the equation when it comes to dating. But I think the biggest blind spot that George is suffering from is that he completely ignored the fact that due diligence goes both ways. Because during the car ride, Ping Pong also asked whether or not he cares about the age gap between the two. So George tells Ping Pong rather than age, what he really cares more about is stamina.
근데
What?
저는 오히려
What?
나이보다는 체력을 좀 보는 것 같아요.
체력?
네.
오.
저 같은 경우에는 이제 뭐 이제 최종 2년을 생각해야 되니까 애를 낳아야 되니까. 애를 낳고
Wait, what? For wait. What does that mean?
좀 체력이 좀 돼야 되잖아요.
Okay, straight to the point of the first date, George. Some would say just like a general pattern. So after Ping Pong hears that, she gently reminds him of the fact that some people may not be interested in raising a child again, as she herself is also a single mother. And that's when George kind of falls
Oh
into a
my
dilemma.
근데
god.
자녀분들이 있으신 분들이 어떻게 해요 그러면?
자녀요?
Oh wow, he's thinking real hard about this. he did the omoshiroi pose where he fixed his glasses. Bro, just answer the question.
그럴 수 있죠. 근데 좀 자녀는 조금 약간은 저 부담스러운 게 좀 있는 것 같아요.
그렇죠.
네.
아무래도.
남의 애를 키우기엔 좀 그렇다 이런 생각이 들어가지고 내 애도 키우기 힘든데.
Oh, okay. That is a terrible response, bro. That is so bad. What? That he fumbled. Bro really said, if I have to take care of someone else's child, like that's even worse. Why would you say that?
내 애도 키우기 힘든데.
Hey, why don't I process my completely hypothetical parental concerns out loud in real time to the single mother in front of me, worded in the worst way possible? Fingers crossed for a vote.
She's
from her
a
in this
single
meeting.
mom,
but then
bro.
What is genuinely more insane is that whilst on one hand George states dating somebody who already has kids is clearly a deal breaker in his books, that he's mentioned multiple times throughout the show that he absolutely does not want to date people with kids, right?
What?
But on the other hand, he still tries to take things to the next step and suggests to her that maybe they should have kids.
What?
평소에 운동 좀 하세요. 아까 체력은 제가 얘기했었는데 이제 육아를 위해서 체력이 있어야 된다.
What is going on, bro? Why is he talking about preparing for a baby and stamina on the first date? Are we serious?
그쵸. 체력이 진짜 중요하죠.
Oh god.
Hey, Ping Pong, I know I just said I don't want to date you because you have kids. And I know you just said as well that you don't want to have kids with me. But how about you hit the gym so you can have my kids? But at least we now know Ping Pong is right. She is able to literally deal with anything. The fact that she's able to still keep a straight face in this whole conversation is
Wow.
just remarkable in my opinion.
She's
I
kind of the
have
goat.
a confession to make.
Wait, she's kind of real for that, because I would be like, what?
I feel like I'm not telling both sides of the story.
Wait,
Because
what?
it's not all bad. He actually did do this one positive thing on this date where he took
One?
the initiative in getting the bill. But even then, he says he only did it
Oh.
because that's the type of thing that'll improve his reputation.
첫
Okay.
데이트고 이제 그거 하니까
Plus rep.
제 평판도 그리고 이미지를 좀 좋게 하게 만들기 위해서
Oh
아마
my
좀
god.
쓴 것 같아요. 예.
But no, as far as the
Okay,
ping pong
dude.
storyline goes, George is 6 feet under in the romance graveyard.
Hi,
Anyways, that was a
DLC.
little side quest.
He tried to
To
pay to
close your
win.
eyes,
He
how
did.
about some rookie time? That's
Okay,
right.
rookie's
Back
normal,
to Rainfrog and my favorite
right?
bachelor rookie. The dynamic on their end has also now moved on from the awkward Q&A in the car ride earlier to now what appears to be Duchoku, the single mother with her 2 sons at a restaurant. See, Duchoku gives them the fork, Duchoku pours the water, Duchoku grills the meat. The rookie quickly understood the assignment and started hopping on the grill as well to help. But Rainfrog only has 2 assignments. Rainfrog drinks, Rainfrog
Dude.
eats. Is he on the show because he
Why?
hasn't eaten for a few weeks? And I guess maybe seeing Rainfrog
Come on.
Hello, sweet mama. I know it's our first date. Bah! I want you to know I have great stamina. Oh, you have a kid? Damn, no deal. But do you want to make our own? Wink, wink.
Basically, why did he do that? Oh my
occupying
god.
himself at the grill meat station. That does leave Rookie the chance to press on, so he did use this opportunity to try and break through and conquer his fear of talking to the opposite gender.
Oh. Look at him. Oh. He's about to
Oh,
cry.
actually, this could be the moment.
제 랩도 아닌 거 하시나요?
What? Are you the pretty?
아니요, 절대 아니요. 아니죠, 아니죠.
저는 그렇게 생각하는데
해야지.
You know what? Fuck yeah. Rookie then went on to redeem himself and actually got up to try and stop Duchoku from paying the bill as well. Look at him go. But then to Rainfrog, on the other hand,
This
that was
guy
just more meat for Rainfrog.
is just
you know, I can see
eating.
exactly why he went to play soccer instead of going on the first date. Say what you will, this man knows his priorities. Not leaving without a date.
Dude.
More like not leaving on an empty stomach. I also like how he did try to do a little cheeky save on his reputation when she got back from paying the bill.
왠지 느낌이 계산하고 치고 온 느낌인데요. 제가 하겠습니다.
What?
아,
What?
됐어요.
왠지 느낌이 계산하시고 온 느낌.
아, 제가 사드려야죠.
He waited until she got back and then he was like, do you want me to... Bro! He's like, okay, that's worse than just saying nothing, bro.
Oh no, did you grab the bill?
Oh, you got it already?
You gotta throw in a little bit of that
Anyway.
performative guilt, because I might be a cheap ass, but I'm a courteous cheap ass. I guess Rainfrog really is a glass half full person though, because he also believed that the date went fairly well.
Oh my god.
그 사장님께 식당 사장님께 사이다 요청도 한번 다시 하고 그런 모습이 너무 호감적이고 제가 티키타카는 그렇게 잘 되진 않지만 그래도 먼저 좀 다가와주는 말도 걸어주고 그런 부분이
Oh my
제가
god.
호감이 가장 가는 것 같습니다.
I feel like this guy is someone's high school best friend. You get a call on a random Wednesday school night. Dude, you don't understand. She even paid for the date. I swear to God, she was all over me. Just when you think things can't get any worse, meanwhile on Past Man's end, if you thought this guy was already kind of like an anime villain, then this date that is
No.
about to unfold is literally
No.
his villain origin story. Because right from the get-go, contestant number 3, Firemoth, was not paying any attention at all to the past man. I would even go as far to say the situation overall is
Dude, this guy's
looking
a
quite
Giga Chad.
one-sided from Dracula's end. Like, Dracula cannot possibly be this
Yeah.
funny. But then Passman does give
Dracula's
us a
cool.
little wall-breaking moment and tells us this is typically the love triangle dynamic that you see on reality shows. He is determined to come out on top. So Passman
I wanna
then decided
win.
to make the first move and actually found the whole squad a restaurant that sends discount coupons and free kimchi pancakes, which I think is really thoughtful. In my opinion,
cool.
being resourceful and knowing how to find a deal is always genuinely attractive. But then Firemoth actually called him out for being a cheap ass.
오, 김치전 서비스 준대요. 이거 딱 쿠폰 하면
쿠폰도 하시게요?
김치전
어.
먹을 텐데.
Women.
And then proceeded to still end up going in Dracula's car.
That's kind of mean, bro. Like, yo, saving money, I'll take the coupons. It's gonna, yo, she's so mean. Whatever, I guess.
Even though both of them were saying, I'll drive.
25kg?
그럼 내 차로 갈까요? 그럼 내 차로 갈까요?
내거 삽시다.
네, 좋아요.
She does not like him. She likes Dracula.
아이, 내가
What was that? Yeah, you want to
What is
drive,
he
little
doing?
buddy? Think again. But also, who the hell says no to discounts? Anyways, so already Passman is at an aura disadvantage, sitting literally in the backseat of another dude's vehicle on a date. Because, oh my, you don't want to
This is like being in the cock chair. Like, he's like the third wheel.
be that guy. You don't want to be the, oh, what are you guys doing at the front? Like, you don't know. You know
Yo, what's up,
But then
guys?
what's crazy
He's
that
being
that
in
was
the middle.
literally what happened. So the conversation then gets to a point where the guys at the front were talking about first impressions, and Dracula started saying how people always thought he looked either like a researcher or somebody who works in finance. So I guess the impression he's leaving people is that he works long hours. If I had to guess, it's probably because of the eyes. So Passman then
Aw.
tries to chime into the conversation as well and says, yeah, people always say I look like a professor too. And both of them at the front just started laughing, but like a little too hard.
딱 처음 봤을 때는 약간 그 연구원 아니면 증권맨 느낌.
맞아. 저도 이제 증권맨님이실
것 같아요.
교수님 같다고 얘기 많이 들었어요.
It's not that funny, bro. Oh God! That's so bad. It's when you say something and they laugh, but you know it's just not real.
왜 나 웃으시지? 왜 웃어? 너무 빵 터지시는데?
아, 교수님.
Oh, you're laughing
come
too
on, guys.
hard.
I didn't
Oh
think it was
God.
that funny. I genuinely cannot tell if Dracula is just that much more of a smooth talker than him, or if Firemoth just simply does not fuck with the Passman. Because there comes a point where during the ordering process, because they went to a place where it's pay first, eat later, so whilst the two were fighting over who gets the bill, that's where Firemoth also tells us that she was kind of turned off by Passman's behavior of fighting for the bill.
Oh.
아, 꼼꼼하게. 야, 되게 꼼꼼하시네.
What? He's being nice.
되게 저랑 다르다. 저는 절대 안
Oh, God.
챙기거든요. 와, 되게 진짜 알뜰하다.
Maybe he's trying too hard.
했어요.
Yeah, look at this mathematician over here. First he's trying to get us a solid deal, now he's trying to pay for my food. What's
Dude,
with all the
he's
scheming,
being
huh?
nice.
But then once again, two sides of the story, right? Because to Firemoth's defense, the Passman does also ask some questions that aren't exactly easy to respond to either, especially on a first date.
저 진짜 교수님 같아 보여죠? 약간 노안
아니요.
사람들 그런 소리 나와가지고 만나는 사람들마다 근데 그게 잘생겼다 말은 아닌 것 같아서
Oh.
지적여 보인다.
아니, 귀여우셔.
지적여 보인다.
잘생기진 않았다라는 말과 똑같은 것
Oh
같아.
my God. I feel like bad. Like, okay, that's like, just say he looks good, or just hype him up, man. Just say something nice to him. He looks like he needs something, okay? I feel bad, man.
그런 뜻으로 말한 건
Just say he looked good.
You know, I really think he has the potential to be a very good boyfriend because he is very thoughtful, and I think that thoughtfulness
He
does
is
come
thoughtful.
from the fact that he is very conscious about the details. But
He's like, he kept saying, bro, he's like that one person that's like, hey guys, you think I'm ugly? And nobody says like, no, like nobody outright just says no, or nobody outright even says, oh, you look good. Like they're just like, oh, like, They just like laugh, like they don't answer you, like because they don't want to lie. Like, okay, if you don't say anything, if you don't say I look good or you say no to that, like you think I'm ugly. Just say
And you
something
just
nice,
gotta let go of every
man.
little detail. Unless it gives you a free kimchi pancake. So after Dracula returns from the bathroom, the rest of the date then goes pretty much as expected, with Firemoth having a good time with Dracula and Passman is just stepping on eggshells the whole date. And honestly, right, if there is one
He never
person
had a
who
chance.
truly got anything out of that date, then it is Dracula, because the confidence on this man, oh my god. The first thing bro did when he came back was declare war on George, letting him know right in front of his face that he had his eyes on ping pong.
그분한테 가려고 그랬어요.
어?
핑퐁님?
아, 진짜?
What?
아, 이름 계속 안 외워져.
And then a few moments later, contestant
Oh
number
my
6
God.
Turnip also walked into the men's dormitory for a quick vibe check. And I guess that's when he also started kicking himself for not noticing sooner that, hey, turns out Turnip, who nobody went for during the day, was also quite the charming lady.
그 순간 내 제대로 얼굴 못 찾아봤네. 너무 예쁘다. 너무 예쁘고 너무 가녀리니까 제가 좀 가녀린 이제 보호를 해주고 싶은 분을 굉장히 좀 좋아하거든요.
Well, that's all well and good, but what if she doesn't need protecting, Drac? See, Dracula regrets this so much that he actually volunteered to go on a grocery run with Turnip. Bro even busted out the turtleneck and everything, so you know Opar is ready to rumble and not fumble. And Passman also decided to tag along, which I don't know why he would at this point, because all he was witnessing was a whole ass K-drama played out in real time right in his face.
마음 아팠던 거 모르시죠? 좀 계속 그 얘기했는데 마음 아프다고. 진짠데?
그럼 좀 오시지 그러셨어요.
그렇지. 진짜 계속 생각났어요.
What is going on?
어떠셨어요? 그러고 보니까.
So then Solrat actually came in and helped him out over here and said it was a 2-man, 1-girl date, and that's where Dracula followed up with the alley-oop and told Turnip it was just a process. But now I'm passing on the opportunity to little bro over here.
데이트 같이 가셨잖아.
진짜?
저 솔직히 저는 그냥 그냥 친해지는 계기. 근데 이제 동생한테 양보해야죠. 동생한테 양보해야죠.
Oh, okay.
Once again, I do like the fact that he took the opportunity to dunk on Passman again. So later on, during the same night,
Poor
it is
Passman.
finally now the women's turn to decide on who they want to pick. And genuinely to my surprise, the first person to get a returning vote was Rainfrog from Camellia, who the normal dude went on a date with.
What?
감사합니다.
맹꽁이?
What?
맹꽁님에게 난 당연히 수금지아님일 줄 알았는데.
What?
But the reason why she did not choose the normal dude was because they did have this brief conversation in the communal area that made the two promise they will find out more about each other. But you know, it's a brief conversation because George came in and started yapping about history, so it could be one of those real recognizes real moments. It does happen. Fair enough. The second person to get a vote following closely behind was the normal dude, who Solrat took a liking to during the day because she noticed that he is easy to talk to and he's not like the other guys who seems to be a lot more reserved in the way they converse with the opposite gender. What I truly love about this dating show compared to something like Singles Inferno is when somebody gets chosen, right? You really have to think whether it's because he is actually smooth with it or it's because, hey, breaking news, normal guy gets an edge up in the dating scene for being the most normal guy surrounded by a bunch of guys who are not that normal. But then again, maybe he is just that guy because his dream girl, Duchaku, then also gave him the vote. And that reason was simple because he was just physically her type from the beginning when she saw him. So that one checks out. The fourth guy to get a vote is Dracula from Ping Pong, who took a liking to him because Dracula left a very nice impression during those last-minute group hangouts. Or maybe it's that turtleneck working its magic. Sluttiest thing a man can wear. You know what I'm saying?
Look at him. He's showing how to peel it.
George out just to give him that little bit of hope. So close. Dracula also did get a vote from Turnip, who thought he was very considerate because he helped carry the groceries while they were out buying ingredients. But that one's not really a surprise because they were literally flirting in the car. And hey, what do you know? Turns out she did want to be protected. You're gonna forgive me for not recognizing this man's game. Last but definitely not least. With that in mind, the final vote that came from Firemoth actually went to
루키.
Yes! Go Rookie!
That's it. That's
my
all I wanted
favorite
to see.
character.
Maybe I've aged a couple years during the whole process, but you know
Are
what?
you the
It is all
prettiest?
worth it just to hear her say this.
My man!
생각을 하고 나갔어가지고 막 엄청 크게 고민 안 하고 그냥 루키님 바로 드렸던 것 같아요. 눈웃음이 예쁘시니까.
아, 눈웃음.
Oh.
See that? Actually, see what she said? She said The way she likes the way he smiles.
루키님, 저 루키님 목소리 좀 듣고 싶어요. 계속 웃고만 계시고.
미소 천사긴 하셔. 맞아. 미소 천사긴 해. 인정.
Rookie showed him that smile in
sweating.
group hangouts. She didn't even hesitate. She just gave it to my boy Rookie. Didn't I say something about that smile? It's that damn smile. So then, probably to nobody's surprise, the only two male candidates who unfortunately did not end up getting picked were George and the Passman. But I know from my years of dumpster fire reality TV consuming experience, judging from the nature of this show, the possibilities could be truly endless. And I think at the end of the day, there is still room to turn this around for the two of them, but really, I'm gonna give you guys a spoiler warning before I say it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna say it. If you don't want to know about Rookie, click off now. This is the end of the video. Alright, I'm gonna say it now. They enjoyed each other's company, and Rookie made it out with Firemoth.
Yes!
That's all I wanted to know from the very beginning. I got what I came here for. I can die a happy man. See you
Oh
next
my
time.
god, Rookie! Yes! I'm so happy for him. I was so locked in. Like, oh my god, I'm so locked in for Rookie. He was like, good! He got it, bros!